Reacher's already a fan favorite because it nails the books, brutal action, and Alan Ritchson's perfect performance. But according to Lee Child, the upcoming season isn't just more of the same. It's bigger, darker, and it might push Reacher further than we've ever seen him on screen. The crazy part, the update hints that the show will adapt not one book, but combine multiple storylines. That means more villains, more mysteries, and more personal stakes for Reacher. If you know the novels, you know that when stories get combined, Reacher faces impossible odds, like fighting multiple enemies at once while still unraveling a conspiracy. And that's exactly what fans are about to get. But here's where it gets even wilder. Lee Child also teased that Reacher might not always walk away unscathed. In the books, he's nearly broken multiple times. Physically, emotionally, even questioning whether he can keep living this lifestyle. The show has played it safe so far, but Season 3 could finally test Reacher in ways the audience hasn't seen yet. And get this, the update also teased that the tone of the show might shift. Instead of just focusing on action, it's leaning harder into suspense and psychological tension. Meaning we're not just going to watch Reacher beat up bad guys, we're going to watch him struggle against something scarier, himself. So the big promise here? Reacher Season 3 won't just raise the stakes, it might rewrite the rules of the entire series. Now here's the insane theory. What if Season 3 ends by setting up the first ever long-form Reacher storyline, stretching across multiple seasons instead of being one and done like the books? That would change everything about how we experience this character. So is Lee Child hinting at Reacher's most dangerous chapter yet? Or is he secretly setting up something even bigger, like the ultimate Reacher endgame? Season 3 has been brutal. We've seen Reacher face enemies that push him harder than before. But there's one scene, yeah, you know the one, where Reacher isn't just the unstoppable machine we expect. For the first time, we see cracks, doubt, vulnerability, and Alan Ritchson himself just confirmed that moment wasn't a coincidence. In a recent update, Ritchson explained that Season 4 will lean heavily into Reacher's humanity, his trauma, his scars, and the psychological toll of living this nomadic, violent life. That single Season 3 scene was a setup, a warning. Reacher isn't invincible, and Season 4 will finally make him face that. But here's the shocking part. Alan hinted that Reacher's next chapter won't just be about action. It's about what happens when Reacher finally breaks. That's a massive change from the one-man army vibe of the first 3 seasons. And if you've read the books, you know this means Season 4 could adapt one of the darkest, most emotional Reacher stories yet. Now here's the insane theory. What if that scene wasn't just foreshadowing, but a test? A setup for Reacher's biggest betrayal yet, where someone close to him uses his rare vulnerability against him? That would explain why Ritchson calls the next season, quote, shocking. Because for the first time, Reacher's not just fighting enemies on the outside, he's fighting his own weakness on the inside. So yeah, that one Season 3 scene may have looked small, but in reality, it was the key to everything coming in Season 4. The real question is, will Reacher rise above it or finally break? Did you know that Reacher's success on Prime Video didn't just create a fan-favorite show? It kicked off a trend that Prime just can't stop repeating? Prime Video's new action thriller continues exactly what made Reacher such a phenomenon. Brutal authenticity, faithful adaptation, and action that feels raw instead of flashy. Reacher proved audiences wanted real characters pulled straight from the books. And now Prime is doubling down. This new series follows the same formula. Adapt beloved crime action novels. Keep the gritty realism, and cast actors who become their characters instead of Hollywood gloss. Sound familiar? That's exactly what made Alan Ritchson's Reacher a breakout success. But here's the insane part. By following Reacher's blueprint, Prime Video might actually be building its own action thriller universe. Think about it. Loyal book adaptations, grounded heroes, villains who feel terrifyingly real. Each show strengthens the others, creating a brand identity where audiences know. If it's Prime, it's brutal, faithful, and binge-worthy. And let's be honest, Reacher fans are going to eat this up. Because if you loved watching Jack Reacher smash through doors, solve mysteries, and fight like a tank, This new series is the next evolution of that energy. So yeah, Prime Video didn't just drop another action show. They're building on the Reacher formula, and if it works, we might see a wave of iconic novel-to-screen thrillers that finally get the respect fans have been waiting for. The only question is, which legendary book hero will they adapt next? Did you know that if you love Reacher, you're actually missing out on two shows that carry the exact same DNA? Bosch and Jack Ryan? Yeah, I'm about to break down why these three series are secretly connected in a way that makes them the ultimate action thriller trifecta. Let's start with Reacher. What makes it work? A no-nonsense hero, gritty realism, and an adaptation that stays true to the novels. Fans love the fact that Reacher isn't polished. He's raw, calculated, and brutally efficient. Now, take that energy and look at Bosch. Bosch, based on Michael Connelly's novels, nails the same vibe. Instead of a wandering ex-military drifter, you've got a hard-boiled LAPD detective. Bosch doesn't smash heads like Reacher, but he fights the system with the same relentless obsession for justice. Both shows thrive on realism, detail, and characters that feel human, not superhuman. And then there's Jack Ryan. On the surface, it's more CIA thriller than gritty street justice. But here's the link. Like Reacher, Jack Ryan is all about ordinary men thrown into extraordinary danger. Where Reacher uses brute force, Ryan uses intelligence and analysis, but the adrenaline hits the same. They both give fans high-stakes action, wrapped in grounded storytelling. Now here's the insane part. These three shows don't just share a vibe, they represent three sides of the same archetype. Reacher is the lone wolf fighter. Bosch is the system insider who refuses to bend. And Jack Ryan is the thinker who risks it all for the bigger picture. Together, they're basically the holy trinity of modern action TV. So if you're a Reacher fan who hasn't checked out Bosch or Jack Ryan, you're missing out on the full spectrum of what makes these stories powerful. It's not just about fists, guns, or spycraft. It's about men who won't stop until justice is served, no matter the cost. So yeah, Reacher fans, you've got homework. And trust me, it's binge-worthy. Don't pull a Jack Reacher and disappear. Smash subscribe before you miss the next breakdown.